today. After that, I'm going to be now introducing you to our next guest. Our next guest is from IIT, and they have a incubation program called Bharat O2. Is the idea only to have more concentrators, or what? Amitabha Bandyopadhyay, the professor at IIT Kanpur, joining us live on this edition of Startup Central. Thank you, Professor, for taking the time out to be a part of this live broadcast. This is not the first time that you have been looking at incubating new technology and startups during COVID-19. Tell us more about Bharat O2.
Okay, so here is the problem. We have two problems. Already hospitals are suffering from shortage of oxygen. More importantly, hospitals have a shortage of beds. Therefore, many patients are not getting a place in the hospitals. Therefore, what is needed, so therefore many patients with who require oxygen therapy, they are being treated at home. And for them to get oxygen cylinders is a nightmare. Yeah, I'm sure you have been hearing all the stories. So for them, the solution in the short term is oxygen concentrators. Government of India is trying very hard to import a whole lot of oxygen concentrators. It's a low volume product in the world. Therefore, it is difficult to import those at a very large number in a very short notice, particularly keeping the quality intact. Therefore, what is our approach? Our approach is to make a very large number of oxygen concentrators in different parts of the country simultaneously. Now, the problem is that there is only one bona fide oxygen concentrator manufacturer in the country called BPL Health, and they do not have the capacity to scale up so much. We are talking about lakhs per month. So what we have done is we have gathered several academics from IIT Kanpur, Indian Institute of Science, Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, IIT Hyderabad, University of Alberta, Canada. These people, they understand how the oxygen concentrator should work, what is zeolite and how it should be packaged, and all of the technical details. Making oxygen concentrator is not really a rocket science compared to the later project that we have executed during the first wave. This is child's play. But where the problem is getting very large quantity of raw materials, that is zeolite, and some of the components like compressors and flow sensors, etc. And what we have also understood from our previous experience is when there is a supply chain crunch, if you are trying to get a very precious component or raw material in small quantities, the vendors would not entertain you, period. So to solve both the problems, that massive scale decentralized production and ensuring raw material component as well as technical know-how, we have created this Mission Bharat O2 platform where we have invited any manufacturer having experience in good precision manufacturing to come onto this on board. They will be given design help, they will be given technical help, they will be, if needed, they will be given manufacturing help. Depending on how much fund we can raise through CSR, they will be given financial help. And most importantly, they will be given centralized assistance for different kinds of components and raw materials, so that all of the teams, and we conduct a group meeting every 2 to 3 days so that they exchange learnings from each other, they perfect each other's design. So the idea is that all the groups will be in a position to get to manufacturing in no more than another week's time. And that's what is the Mission Bharat O2 all about.
Professor, you know, even last year when you were fighting against COVID, what we had actually seen was, a program and the incubation program at IIT Kanpur, again led by you, develop an invasive ICU ventilator. You were able to start manufacturing within 90 days. Do you have any timelines right now? You have India gasping from breath. Yes, you have chartered flights coming in from China with oxygen concentrators. But this is the need of the hour. Are you looking at any timeline?
Yes, our aim is ambitious, and we would not mind if we fail, but we must fail spectacularly. We would like to get the first products out no later than May 20th, and by the end of June, we should be able to put out 20,000 oxygen concentrators in a decentralized manner throughout the country. And there will be 5 liter per minute, 10 liter per minute capacity. And there is one entity that is making, say, 500 liter per minute oxygen plants, which are to be installed in different hospitals. That is a much bigger engineering challenge, but we are attempting that nonetheless.
Calendar now, you're exactly 2 weeks away from that ambitious timeline of May 20th for 20,000 concentrators. You did say it is ambitious, but we must succeed. It's okay if we fail. But how is it going to work out? Because what about the production lines? You yourself are talking about challenges in sourcing raw materials.
Yes. So I want to reiterate that the first product is aimed to bring out by May 20th. The 20,000 by end of June. The way it will work is that we have one of the fantastic corporate leaders who has joined our consortium. This gentleman can make the zeolite candles for all the partners. Okay, so if there are 25 partners, they will be making it in very large scale. So that is one component taken out. There are another channel partner who will supply the compressor to all of them. The 3-4 teams are working together to perfect the design. So it will be more or less iterations of the same fundamental design so that everything is ready to go by May 20th. The challenge will be zeolite. And you have to trust me on this that as we speak, I have activated an entire army of alumni of IIT Kanpur who are in very high places. They are trying their best to source zeolite for us. Government of India is trying very hard to source zeolite for us. And of course, our incubator team, they are not sleeping trying to source zeolite for us. There is a possibility that we can get some production domestically. We are working with Professor Subramaniam of IIT Hyderabad, who is an expert on zeolite production. So he is sharing his understanding to the domestic manufacturers. So there is a whole lot of things that are going on, and we are pretty much not sleeping.
Well, Professor, thank you for trying. Thank you for trying to make a difference. We need all those oxygen concentrators and, an indigenous solution as well. It's certainly the need of the hour. You're one of our COVID New Age heroes and warriors that we're featuring on the show today. Thank you very much and all the very best.
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you for having me here. Bye-bye.